Battle control initialized.
Hey people, Five Aces here, and as my favorite author of all times used to put it so eloquently, I like deadlines. I love the whooshing sound they make as they go by. And that's this quote seems to have been taken to heart by most of the Masters players roster, and after having a replay drought for at least 2 months, we are now flooded with replays. The reason for that being the gates are open. It's only 2 days left until the end of the season, plus the extra week that we got for playing our games. And all of a sudden, the servers are hustling and bustling with activities, and everyone is just chiming in and playing their last couple games. One unfortunate side effect of that is that due to real-life issues, Lorry Driver has dropped out, so the unbested champion of 2 seasons is now forfeiting the league for the time being. I hope he's gonna be back for Season 6. But anyway, this leaves this in no man's land. The Masters Zone is in no man's land right now. And with that out of the way, we're gonna introduce our players spawning in the northern frontier of Pitfight. We've got Anjew with the spawning in as Ukraine with the classic pinkish color, pinkish skin for his harvesters. DLC, unlock it, or pay 30 gemstones to unlock it, or 30 Tiberium crystals. And his opponent, Orb, from the United States of America. And yeah, both of these players really, I don't need any further introduction, but Orb more of the tech player, Anjew more of the go for the throat player, I'd say. He's been he's had a really good game last season against Lorry Driver. He was the only one who almost took a game off of Lorry, but eventually even he faltered under the pressure. So, okay, this is interesting. He's taking the hospital first, which I strongly advise players to do because it just gives you that extra. Oh, Orb is missing. He doesn't see where he's shooting right now. And the extra line of sight from the hospital immediately giving Anjew the line of sight advantage. Just a little bonus, just those 2 cells around it. So important. It's used to scout out army movements, it's used to give you bonus line of sight to infantry skirmishes, always go for the hospital. And Orb, is rushing out. He's rushing out of War Factory, second ore truck on the way, so nothing out of the ordinary yet. He's opting for a more scaling build. Meanwhile, Anjew has gone for the double ref, so he needs to make some pressure work. He's also sending his suicide technicians in to scout. Yeah, okay. Like, those guys don't give a fuck. They don't value their lives very highly, is from what I understand from the lore of the game. They also have shit vision, like, those guys are not 2020. Those guys are like, they've got 420 vision, is all I can say here. I mean, that's nice, forming a line so they can at least see something. Those guys all have heavy prescriptive glasses, like 50 dioptries, I don't know. Oh, even scouting that the oil derrick has been taken. Nice. So there's an early flag truck. It's immediately being scouted by the hospital. That's how we can see how valuable this can be. And there is an APC, so Anjew going for the classic. That's what I would call like a Lorry Driver build. Early pressure off of 2 refs into mass eco. Yeah, pretty good. So the APC is gonna be able to just scare it away. Oh, and that's so good. He's setting up an ambush here. Wow. This was brilliant reaction from Anjew, just setting up an ambush and blasting a cap into the ass of the flag truck. That was amazing. And this is gonna leave Orb without line of sight for quite a bit because he started heavy tank production. He's also not rushed out an MCV. He's gone for service depot into 1 heavy tank. That usually works better if you have an infantry army, but I think he was a bit too pressured to think about that in the present moment. Anjew is always playing it loose, fast and dangerous. He's a loose cannon. He don't need no stinking defenses. He doesn't even have a defense queued up there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. By the way, this is one of the games where I would rather favor Orb over Anjew in terms of who's going to win, but it's still anyone's game because Masters Division has been a bloodbath this season. And most of the players have come away with at least a couple bruises and scratches, even from players that didn't expect to lose to. Leaves this at a very spicy position. Okay, he's on 5 harvesters, Anjew that is, and Orb has already got an expansion out. He's on 5 harvesters as well, but he's gonna have the refinery. No, he doesn't have a refinery queued up yet. Alright, so Anjew still needs to make something work. Right now he's camping the ore patch, but there is going to be an MCV, and as we all know, base pushes. Yikes! That was a bit close though. Oh, he's going for the throat. I don't think he's gonna get it though. Or except... Oh my goodness, this APC. So much value coming out of this APC. Tank going down. This was stellar. This APC, hero of the people. The hero we deserve, but not the one we need right now. Holy shit, that was ballsy. That was a baller move, and the tracking bazookas. Orb just not pulling out in time. That's what she said. So this is a very aggressive base push here for Anjew. His first MCV going straight into the main expansion of Lord Driver, of Orb, who is now forced to expand to greener pastures. And Orb is gonna be able to take his own triple expansion, probably. But let's see. Right now, only the right side is contested by Anjew. He's, like I said, he's playing it fast and loose. He's probably gonna have a part of his army converge in his main base to stop all ins. He's also seen the flak truck again. So again, Orb going for a flak truck, and it runs by the hospital. So this hospital has provided Anjew with so much information. It's actually really underappreciated. It's passive information, but it's amazing regardless. So he also has revealed the infantry army there. So Anjew knows that there is going to be something on the left side. He knows he can't just win off a push on the right side here. Alrighty though. The main base for Orb is really unprotected right now. He's got most of his assets in his expansion. That might prove to be a problem. Anjew is moving forward with his Carnyard. He is having another Tesla coil on the build queue. Alrighty, this is gonna be a bit spicy. There is only one tank for Anjew, by the way. Really, really fast and loose play. I like it. It's popping, probably. Oh, Orb is going for Radar Dome. Okay. Yeah, probably the best choice if your opponent is base pushing, because you can get those nice V2s out, you can get the Yaks out to help you with the line of sight. Anyway though, this is gonna be a strong push onto the main base and pretty much uncontested so far. Orb is gonna have to move out all his entire forces here. The Engineer, that's so brilliant though. Orb just sneaking away Oil Derrick under the nose of Anjew. But he's under lots of pressure here. Let's see if he can hold his main base. I wouldn't be surprised to see him falter here. There is a power plant. Another power plant for the base push. The base push is on. Yeah! Anjew smartly not overcommitting. He's retained most of his resources there. Most of his rocket soldiers, namely. That's one of the most important things to factor into the equation. And here we've got the secondary army brewing in the main base of Anjew. Yeah, he's just got more eco, period. I think he can crush this. He's going for another base push. This is so smart. Anjew has not vacated his main. This is actually third Carnier. Okay, bit of a costly play, but at the same time, if this works, it's gonna be amazing. He's also putting on pressure with the Teslas. Ooh. Okay, I think the Tesla work goes to Anjew here. Let's see. Yeah, just barely. Orb's Tesla Quill was firing up as well. Now, we've got the Yaks here, but Anjew doesn't need the tech right now. He can deal with this if he just overwhelms Orb and Zerg rushes his main base. Also, if he crushes the expansion here, there's going to be no more income. Orb is going, he's going for another ref after this, so he's desperately scrambling to get his eco up. Alright, here's the Tesla Coil, a bit too aggressive, a bit too far forward. But he's got 5 heavy tanks and 5 heavy stuff that can just pack a punch. That is just gonna fuck shit up. Alright, engagement starting on the top side. Bottom side, we're gonna switch over, we're gonna shift gears here. Oh, nice. Yeah, those V2s just haven't had the impact yet. Oh, nice crushes. Orb Anjew just going in, fighting all the rocket soldiers of Orb. This is the expansion down, all the harvesters falling prey here to a massive push on the flank. And the other side of the map, this is the all-in from Orb. He needs to make this work. If he loses this army, it's probably game for him. Let's see, he's gotten the 2 V2 rocket launchers in the backlines. Good position for Anjew, and his harvesters are going in. That's such an amazing line of play. Orb's harvest is just soaking up shots from the V2s. You see the targeting spazzing out here. This is brilliant. This is fantastically played from the man from the Wild Wild West. Yeah, I mean from Straya. The man from Straya just showing him where his poison fangs are. All right. Ooh, the last V2 going down as well. So there's not going to be any more artillery pressure or V2 pressure onto Anjew. who is now free to split up his army and do as many flank attacks as he likes. Because Orb, it doesn't matter how much he scrambles to get up his eco, he's only going to have one army because he has to converge his forces into a big army. So he can hold at least one flank. And ooh, this is interesting though. He's going for their expansion again. So Orb just feeling confident. He's also, he has a scouting yak. Don't underestimate that. But Anjew is converging forces and he's probably going to try and crush the main base. He's got the army ready right now. Assets are 52 over 33. Yeah, I think this is looking good. Oh, Anjew! Oh my goodness, Orb, just a slip of attention, just a little slip here. And he doesn't have a yak anymore. He can't afford any yak anymore. Like, he's on $100. He's basically broke. For all intents and purposes, and Anjew he's playing it so smartly here. He's never overcommitting. He's always just waiting for his MCV, always waiting for the base push. He's played the base push game flawlessly in this game. And I really have to say his technician's just contributing so much to the war effort. Yeah. There we go. Oh, a Tesla coil right smack into the face of those V2s. V2s are not going to live to see another day. One's still alive. I doubt this is going to hold. The entire expansion faltering. Main base being crushed. There we go. Brilliant. He's also had an engineer onto the secondary colony out of warp. So stellar play here from Anjew, just pulling him apart and punishing a tech rush. That's amazing, but we're not done yet. But wait, there is more. Yes, indeed. There is more in game number 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And game number 2 it is indeed. In the top right, in the northeastern position, spawning in as Ukraine again, it is the man with a plan, it is Anjew. And in the southwest, it is gonna be a man who has some scrambling to do in order to at least scramble a point, or at least get a point out of this, at least get a draw. This is Orb, spawning in as Ukraine. We've got a mirror. Oh, amazing. I'm loving Ukraine mirrors. Love me some good mirror. Let's see if Anjew's gonna switch up builds here. Orb does have to switch gears. His first game, he went for a like semi-early tech route, and it just didn't pay off because Anjew was already at his doorstep. Orb is ready to concrete wall there. It's probably just against Brands or something. Oh, Doggo Dachshund is out here. Orb switching gears indeed. This is probably to skip a Rax, because there's gonna be a dog, and it's immediately gonna meet the... Yeah, the 1v1 with the rifleman, with the stationary rifleman. Rip Doggo Dachshund. Oh! He shouldn't have gone in. He was actually fine if he just kept moving. Yeah, that's one of the losses that Orb probably didn't see coming. So nice on him here. Oh, happy predicting another Anjew win. Yeah, it's a bit of a ballsy call here, but anything's possible in this preseason or late season, I guess. Anjew again going for the double ref, so not switching gears here. Orb has lost another dog, and this is gonna be a full scout. Third dog being downed by Anjew. Yeah. The early scouts didn't really pay off, I think. Let's see. No, he has only scouted the racks, and on the other side of the map. Yeah, this is why a rack skip is sometimes really bad. There is a useless kennel here. And Anjew has essentially scouted the entire base. He knows the layout, he has scouted the war factory, he scouted there's only one refinery, or only one harvester. So he knows he's got some time to play around with here. Time is not on his side though, because he went for the non-scaling double refinery build. So he needs to make something work in order to... He needs to exert some pressure in order to make it pay off. Otherwise it's just gonna scale harder for Orb. Yeah, but Orb not going for a full-on greed route. He went for a second harvester out of the war factory into a flak truck. Interesting. So, considering that Anjew is... Soviets are not allies and he doesn't have access to medics, this might actually be nasty, because you can get so much poke damage done. Nasty angle though. Yeah, he still got this. Yet, he can get so much bleed done here. Here is there's the APC though. So, my guess is Orb is just wants to bounce here. Bounce, buddy. But those are the coveted, the highly coveted rocket soldiers are like the main prize. When you're rushing a flak truck, or at least building a flak truck early on, you're trying to snipe out the rocket soldiers who have, like rocket soldiers who have less health than riflemen, in case you're unaware. So it's easier to snipe them. Ooh, okay. Poke damage here onto the APC. APC just not being flustered. That's just the way this matchup goes. If your opponent does have an APC, he can bully the flak truck around all he wants. Or being a bit inattentive. Ooh, he's letting it get chunked. This flak truck took a lot more damage than it should have. What the hell? Anjew is still going strong. He's trying to bait into the rockets here. Yeah, not taking the bait. Good on him. But again, this has forced a bit of early infantry out of Orb. And thing is, Orb can't move out of his base. Okay, this is a tech rush this time around. This time it's a full-blown tech rush. We're not seeing a service depot, we're seeing the radar dome first. And I have my doubts on this map. This is so many pockets and expansions. Like, I've tried making tech rushes work, but you can't really move through these little cliffs here. These tiles in the middle. This map is very obstructed, and this lends itself to, on the one hand, it lends itself to more stationary games, right? But on the other hand, you need more expansions because it's got so many pockets in here. It's got pocket expansion here, pocket expansion there, pocket expansion everywhere. So you need to have an early MCV to just get all those resources. Otherwise your opponent is gonna claim the stakes on those territories, and yeah. Ooh, first V2 online. Anjew moving, yeah. Anjew on the move here, good boy. Again, the APC just providing a lot of value for Anjew, just really well played. He opted for 3 APCs. What an interesting build. He has a lot of infantry, and I think he's just trying to end it early. This looks like a rush build to me. The Yak has scouted everything though. And this is gonna be a field day for the V2s if they don't get like caught up in the mud here. In those forts. You can actually cross those forts, like look at the Jesus V2. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you can play around these tiles here, but keep in mind they slow down your vehicles, and I think by 50% nonetheless. Ooh, first big chunk onto the APC, but nothing out of the ordinary. And Anjew needs to pull back. This is a horrible engagement to take. First APC falling prey. There is a lot of rocket density here, and also the tech army with a V2 launcher, plus a Yak for line of sight bonus. No, this is just not a good idea. Oh, nice force fire. This was force fire by Orb leading the shots here. That one missed. But he's got a good concave here, and now it's time to let loose the juice. Yeah. Anjew's force is just melting under the fire of the V2 launcher. Yeah, that was really good. Even a telephone pole, like a utility pole, catching fire. Pulling back in time. Good, good, good. If he can turn around, like the turn rate would allow for one more shot. If he get a juicy shot on this blob here, it would be so solid. Oh, nice chunks. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a tech army work. Your opponent is gonna have more mass, but you can use this to your advantage by just blanket firing onto the biggest and most dense unit concentration. And that's exactly what Orb did there, just looking for the juiciest unit concentration and collecting those juicy kill bounties. Also, there's a Tesla coil that has been revealed. So, yeah, that's another 120 bucks just for free for the rocket launchers if they move forward. Those 2 rockets. Anjew went tech as well, that's interesting. Anjew should have honestly just littered the map with expansions. I think Orb would have not been able to deal with it. Because usually when you're going for this playstyle, there is only one problem. You gotta have a strong army. 1. Yeah. See how this is he's gonna be restricted to 1 army because the income just doesn't allow for more. And Anjew in the meantime can go for multiple armies and just find the flanks and find the eco. Oh, amazing play here. While all the 3 flak trucks were busy dealing with the V2 rocket launcher, the Yaks went in and scored 3 kills. That was amazing, and this is gonna set back Anjew by a lot. Okay, the scouting plane coming out, and Orb just wants to know whether there's an expansion. There isn't. Which there is only 1 civilian, like the guy with the long hair, I believe. Okay, at least one of the V2s gets picked off. Does it? Yes, nice! He does have enough left in the tank here. By the way, if your opponent is sending in is sending in his yaks into your infantry, just press stop. Press the stop key, smash it, and they're immediately gonna retarget. The rockets are immediately gonna retarget any air units. Super useful. Okay, here is a small push from Anjew. He doesn't feel confident moving out with his main army is the point here. But he's still gonna get a nice eco snipe. He's gonna get a free expansion there. And Orb is probably gonna retain his Coneyard, all things considered. He's gonna take a lot of damage on it. Oh, now this would have been the perfect time to mash the S key, because it doubles your DPS. The rocket soldiers are able to, like anything with dual weapon systems, rocket soldiers are able to fire, like double tap their shots. Oh, Anjew going in with a yak. Not finding the mark. He needs to pull back. Okay, he needs to snipe the Coneyard here, otherwise he's gonna have a big problem. He's got 2 more yaks. Come on, just coming from the right side. Like, send both the yaks here to the right flank, and then rat-a-tat-tat, down goes the mobile Coneyard. He is being too stingy with his yaks. He needs to make them converge. Oh, what is he doing? The yak dance. Oh my goodness. Getting picked off again. Yeah, Anjew's tech play is not as strong. He's a macro gamer for sure. His tech play has never been his forte. Now trying a base push, but this is the biggest army concentration for Orb. He's got like 5 rockets in his main base. That's his only secondary army, so if only he goes in and kills the main base. Anjew, I think, is missing his window there. He should have outscaled, but he didn't. And, oh, he's building a Texer. He's also building a nuke truck. Holy shit. The Texer is not gonna live to see. Oh my goodness, that's sad day. What a sad day in OpenRA history. The day the demo got denied. Unlucky here. Yeah, Anjew can still make this work. Ooh, his War Factory production queues is just not going strong right now. That was also a bit of an overcommitment. Yeah, Anjew moving back his Coneyard. He's so out of position on every single flank. He's gonna get run down here. Parabombs going in. There is not much though. There is not much these parabombs can kill. It's whatever. It's still a nice, it's a nice force multiplier, but nothing that would have changed the course of the game here. Okay, Anjew does have his secondary army. Oh, but the service depot falling prey. Again, Anjew just not building from his queues. He has missed his window there. There is going to be another expansion falling. Yikers. And he's got an infantry blob that is out of position. Oh my goodness, this Texer. Oh my god, there's a counter demo. Alright. Now we're cooking with gasoline. I want to see the counter demo. Yeah, that's the entire tech tree going down. Scientist wow, the scientist gives 50 cash bounty. What the hell? It's worth 500. I highly doubt those calculations we showed it. I don't know if this guy's worth 500 bucks. Oh, the aims to be falling. Another thing that Anjew needs to get better at, I think, is just pulling back his Coneyards on time. Because he could have easily retained it here. But as it stands, he's lost his entire expansions. He's now on tech. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have demo for demo. Yes. Demolition Derby, make it happen. It's Demolition Thursday. I would like to see it. Demo Truck Thursday. There we go. Alrighty, one of the demos is out. Such a nice job by Orb patching up his forces as well. He's never letting a tank die in vain. Oh my, if only Anjew had scouted this, he could have blown up the entire army. Straight up. Straight out the gate. 20 seconds on Anjew's nuke truck. My goodness. Oh, he is gonna scout it though. Yes, he has scouted it with the spy plane. This is gonna be brutal. He's sacrificing a yak here. And blast off. Yikes. That's so highly worth it. Almost killing 2 of those as well. Paradrop is not gonna live to see the day. That's why Ukraine mirrors never cease to entertain me. There's always such a high chance of an explosive ending. Oh my, in comes the second demo truck from Anjew. The counter demo, if you will. Demo for demo. He didn't pull out the yak in time, but that's okay. That's okay if he wipes this entire army. This is easily 5,000 worth of cash. or soldiers. Oh, detonated! You know what? Oh my goodness, Orb, you know, those soldiers would have died if Orb hadn't pulled them back in time. If Anjew had just smashed the F key, like, by the way, like you should smash the subscribe button. Hashtag smart plug. Alright. Yeah, no, if Orb hadn't pulled back those units in time because Anjew was busy, he had a bit of a reaction delay, should have just pressed F and detonated the demo truck. He could have gotten so much more value out of this. Could have killed this entire infantry force as well. Oh my, and there's not a single refinery left after this. Like, this is the one refinery that's gonna be left. The other one survives for now. Yeah, but Anjew's economy is in shambles despite him being the one who has opted for an early service depot. This is just not what he wanted there. Does he have another... No, he does have another nuke truck on the build queue. Alrighty. Alrighty. Maybe he can make a miracle work here. Does Orb see this? Oh my goodness, Orb is going in with the demo, with his Iron Curtain heavy tank, and this is going to be a power drop. The power drop of legends. I salute you. Anjew, what a fantastic play. Oh, the Iron Curtain popping at the worst possible time. Fantastic. There's still a bit left in this push here, but it's not going to last very much longer. Anjew's infantry force is converging. Yeah, everything gets sniped out. Nice. Anjew's Yaks surviving as well, so this is the first time I've ever seen him use his Yaks properly. No flame, but a little bit of flame. Alrighty, there's a second war factory for Orb. He's now switched gears. It's going over to mass mammoth production. But there's gonna be another demo truck on the menu here. Yeah, what's cooking? Spy plane going in though, so Orb is gonna know what's coming in a couple seconds. It's maybe gonna be too late. Oh my, maybe it is gonna be too late indeed. And we've got blast off! Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, I mean Orb has got like 10 Yaks there. But this was stellar. This was just stellar play from Anjew, just knowing that the push is coming and going on the counter-offensive. Yeah. Oh my, no way. There's gonna be another counter-badger drop, and Anjew's force is just being idle due to the stance changes here. Yeah, oh my goodness. What an ending to this game here. GG being thrown in by Anjew, he's throwing in the towel. I can see why. One moment of inactivity there. He would have been able to snipe this this Conyard and the refinery, and subsequently also this refinery. So I think Anjew might have been able to hold for a bit longer. Sure, there was a missile silo, there was an Iron Curtain up for Orb, but I think Anjew could have prolonged this game if only his units hadn't been idle there. Yeah, game number 2 just goes to show why I love Ukraine mirrors. There's always a chance of explosions, slightly cloudy with the chance of explosions, and this was the Who Cares marathon. Those boys going for the long con and providing us not 1, not 2, but 3 demo trucks. The third one being stellar, and also a couple of good parabombing rounds. Yeah, that was highly entertaining. So this leaves us, by the way, with an All-American Finals, and I'm gonna cover those finals for damn sure. So the top 4 are gonna be Orb, Smitty, Blackened, and... Sorry, I'm missing someone right now. Barf, obviously, yeah. So those 4 are gonna be in the top 4. I barely didn't make it into the top 4, so no playoffs for me this time around. Only 1 point behind Barf, you know? Barf, I'm not gonna spoil it, I'm gonna cast those games as well. But it was a bit surprising, one of his set series of games anyway. Okay, that was highly enjoyable, and I'll see you guys next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.